I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to Pillow Talk with Dr. Boyce and Dr. Alicia Watkins. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. This is my wife, Dr. Alicia Watkins, and we are here in Egypt. We have some funny Wi-Fi situations going on here, so we want to make sure you guys can hear us. But anyway, in case you don't know, Pillow Talk is where my wife and I periodically get together and lay against our pillows and try to have fun and intelligent conversations about things that are happening in the Black community. I'm a finance professor. My wife is a professor of social work, and that's what we do. That's who we are. So I want to say what's up to Vic FM. Looks like Vic, you are the first one here, and I hope you're doing well. I hope everybody's doing great from the other side of the world. We are in Cairo right now, and it's pretty cool. And my wife is here. How you doing today, babe?
I'm good. How are you feeling?
Um,
How's the jet lag treating you?
oh, the jet lag's kicking me all up in my butt.
Yeah, I could tell.
Yeah, I mean it is 12:06, and I just woke up. Like I feel like I just woke up out of bed.
I
I feel like
know.
it's morning, but it's not even morning. It's not even morning back at home. At home, it's like four something.
You're all messed up. And I know how you are. You're real testy with your sleep.
Oh my God, sleep matters. Black sleep matters. But anyway, give me a quick yes in the chat if you guys can hear us. Let us know if you can hear us. Okay, I want to make sure the audio is coming through all right. Hey Ellis, how are you? Hey B Brown, good to see you. Good to hear you. I want to go to Egypt. Yeah, yeah. Well, we were testing this out, and we took a group of about 50 intelligent Black people from the B1 Nation to Egypt, and we partnered with a great brother named Jay Cameron, and the trip has gone really smooth. It's been a lot of fun, so we are going to do another trip. I'm having a great time. Hey Kim, how are you? Ellis Gates, good to see. Gales, good to see you. Please pray for me because I go through depression and anxiety. I drink a lot, and your notifications pop up on my phone, and I want to make you proud. Yeah, Vic, well, you make me proud already by sharing your vulnerability. Babe, do you have any inspiring words to share with
Oh,
Vic?
yeah, I think that drinking, yeah, and all of that, you need to get some help, Vic. Um, See if you can reach out. Go to a doctor. Start at a physician. Get a physical, get checked up, and then go from there. And then let your physician know. Hopefully, they'll connect you with somebody, give you some resources.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. But
100%.
the biggest thing is recognizing that you need help.
Yes, yes.
So, I mean, that's like a huge hurdle because most people walk around like that and they deny it.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, that's really an excellent start by Vic that
Yeah.
he's, accepting it and facing it.
Yeah.
He says his insurance won't cover a psychiatrist, but there's a lot of good stuff like online and maybe can
Well,
you?
you do need psychiatry. Well, I mean, the good thing is to try to get into the system because there's things in place. This is why we need, okay, so people always wonder about voting and stuff.
Uh-huh.
This is why we got to keep our safety net programs alive.
Hmm.
So, I'm a social worker, and so we need these safety net programs. We need health insurance for
Hmm.
people who can't afford health insurance. We need these services covered, and I think that's why it's important that we stay on top of things that deal with issues like this, healthcare and mental health care. I'm an advocate of that. So
Okay.
that's where I'm voting. I'm voting for the marginalized, the people who are sometimes left out. I'm not just voting just for me and my own interest. I'm also voting for people who are candidates who are advocating for these types of
Mm,
changes and interventions.
great point.
So that's what I'm saying.
I'm voting for Vic. Vic is my man. I'm proud of Vic. Hey Vic, you should come to the All Black National Convention. Email support at theblackbusinessschool.com, and I'm gonna have them give you a big discount on your ticket. A big discount. Just email support at theblackbusinessschool.com and tell them that I said it on the podcast, and they'll honor that because I want to make sure you get a chance to I don't know. I'd like to meet you in person, man. I'm connecting, brother. So I'm very proud of you.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Well,
let's hop
okay.
back in. And by the way, the convention is actually October 25th through the 27th. It's going to be in Chicago, Illinois, and so if you want to attend, it's really amazing. It's where we get together and we talk about our issues. We've had politicians say, "I ain't gonna do nothing specifically for Black people." Well, this convention is designed specifically for Black people. We don't exclude people like you might see a melanin deficient person walking around periodically, but because we don't discriminate, but we do focus. We focus our energy on our community, and we are here specifically for Black people. So feel free to go to allblacknationalconvention.com. That's allblacknationalconvention.com. And if you want a free copy of my book, Financial Lovemaking, go to boyceandalicia.com. That's boyceandalicia.com. All right, so let's hop into some stuff that's been happening lately. That's how many of y'all saw my man Noah Lyles pull off the big win in the Olympics today? What, babe? Didn't I tell you Noah was gonna win?
Well, look at that. I mean, he won by the hair of his chinny chin chin.
He did. He did. And the Jamaicans are mad. All the Jamaicans are saying Noah didn't win.
Yeah, because the foot, you got to look at the foot.
That is true.
Somebody's
Look at
foot
that.
got over there
That's
first.
true. That's
It's a
true.
foot race,
It's a foot
Boyce.
race.
And his foot got over
I
there.
think they measured. You said the clavicle.
The
Is it
clavicle got
the
over.
clavicle? Is
It's
that
a
the chest?
clavicle
Is that the
race.
chest of the neck, or
It's
like?
this little bone here under over your neck, right?
Okay, so Noah must have long clavicles.
It's your clavicle. So you got to train for this. You got to train for
See, that's
this.
what I'm talking about, though, because Noah won that race. How many of y'all saw that? Give me a yes if you saw the Olympic men's 100 meters. It was crazy. But Noah, the thing about Noah that showed that he won the race was exactly what I thought would help him win.
Yeah.
No, first of all, Noah is, I don't know if he's got a sports psychologist or not. I assume he does. He's built for the big moments. He does not buckle under the lights or the pressure.
Yep.
He just rises to the occasion. That's number one. Number two, his technique is extraordinary. He leaned perfectly.
That's
He knew
right.
exactly when to lean and how to lean
Yep.
to win that race. Third, people don't know I counted the strides. So I'm a track fanatic, by the way. I love track and field. I was counting he caught them in the last 8 strides. The
8 or 9
last 8 strides,
strides.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you look back like a few strides before the finish line, let me see if I got that picture. Noah really wasn't ready to win that race. Like, look at that. They're a few meters before the finish. Keishane Thompson had that race won. And at the end of the 100 meters, let me tell you something scientific about the 100 meters, babe? Because you know I
Okay.
used to be a track coach. Okay.
Okay.
In the 100 meters, at the end of the race, everybody is decelerating most of the time. Now, I don't know if anybody who's ever
But not
accelerated.
Noah. Not Noah.
No, that's the thing. Noah wasn't
Mm.
accelerating. Noah was decelerating slower than everyone else.
Ah.
In the last 20, 30 meters, it's all about maintaining your speed, not speeding up. So Keishane Thompson, I'm speculating, might have tightened up at the end. And that's what they always
Yeah.
tell you when we used to run the 100, they say don't tighten up at the end. Noah
He
relaxed.
was very
He was
relaxed.
very relaxed, and he caught all of it. He caught. I mean, he caught about 5 guys. He's not even that far ahead of Kenny Bednarik. Look at Bednarik has the headband. Noah is kind of tied with Kenny Bednarik. Simbine, who's from South Africa, he's slightly ahead of Noah. Kishane and Fred Curley are way ahead of Noah. So the idea
Dang.
that he passed 1, 2, 3, 4 guys in that last 8 strides is phenomenal. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. And this finish to me was beautiful because I love this race. You know what I love about this race, y'all? I love this. I'm gonna be a track geek for a minute. I hope it's okay. What I love about this race is that everybody who was supposed to be great on this day was great. Kishane Thompson came with it. Shout out to Jamaica. Noah Lyles came through like Noah usually does. Fred Curley, I follow Fred on Twitter.
Yes, I
Fred
do.
came through. Fred has had a terrible season, but he came through big time. Lamont Marcel Jacobs, he's the guy in the blue. That's the previous Olympic champion. I was impressed with him because he made the final. I didn't even think he was gonna make the final.
We were
Because
surprised he won. I remember him winning. Like, who is this guy? I never even heard his name.
right. Yeah. Well, for the last 4 years, people have kind of clowned him because they basically said it was a fluke. They were looking for him to have
Dang.
a race against Noah and Fred Curley, and every time he turned up injured. And then in the back, here's the guy that's making me laugh. In the back, very
Who's
very
that?
back from Jamaica, that's Oblique Seville. Now Oblique Seville, you want to talk about a complete dud? Oblique Seville was talking mad shit to Noah. Basically, he raced Noah in Jamaica, right? And he beats Noah barely, like
In
very.
Jamaica?
Yeah,
What they racing for in Jamaica for?
because they race all year long.
Oh,
And so
okay.
he looks over at Noah and he mean mugs him like right as he's crossing the line. Like he gave him that. Remember that look Snoop Dogg did where he looks out the car window on Baby Boy,
Yeah.
like I'm gonna get you. Yeah, yeah. That's the look Oblique gave to Noah. Like who you think you are? I'm the man. And look when the lights came on. Look at Oblique. He looks at him. Not only is he losing, but he looks like he's in distress.
Yeah, he's
I hope
mad.
he's not injured, but he looks kind of like, oh man. So anyway, there we go. So so shout out to Noah Lyles. I thought Kenny Bednarik would do better. He's the guy in the headband. He
Mhm.
looks like he's maybe about fifth or
What
sixth
do you
place.
mean better? Look, they're all clumped together. These are the best racers in the world. These are the fastest people in the world.
That is so
And they
true.
are all clumped together. It was not a blowout.
It wasn't. It was. Oh, and in
I
fact,
mean, anybody at any moment could have won the gold medal.
well, you know what's crazy is that is an interesting point you make because time I think it was no the Washington Post put up a post on Instagram with Noah's image and it said fastest man alive, right? And
Shoot.
somebody said, "What Usain Bolt is dead."
Oh, uh-oh. Oh,
They-
hello.
yeah, that Noah can't claim it because
Now, Usain Bolt, he left everybody behind.
if
Like, it was not even
oh
close.
yeah, if Usain Bolt was alive, he'd be a good 10 meters ahead of all these guys. And the other thing, here's the other crazy part. That was the golden era of sprinting around that time, around 2012,
Hmm.
because not only would Usain Bolt have blown these dudes out, Tyson Gay would have killed them. Who was another? The Beast, Johan Blake. All these guys ran at
Faster?
least. They all ran at least a tenth of a second faster than every single
Wait,
person in
hold
this
on.
race.
A tenth of a second, voice? That's like,
Yes,
is that a big
yes,
deal?
yes.
A tenth of a
Oh,
second.
sorry. Let me say. In track and field, a tenth of a second's a massive amount of time. Like the amount that Noah beat everybody by was like 5/1000ths of a second or something.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, yeah. So a tenth of a second's huge in track and field. A tenth of a second's a very big deal. So anyway, if you took the golden era sprinters and transposed them onto this image, um, yeah, my boy, oh gosh, Usain would have killed him. Tyson Gay would have whooped their ass. Johan Blake would have destroyed them. And there was even guys, unknown guys like Walter Dix. A lot of people don't know the name of Walter Dix. Walter Dix ran. I mean, they had the horrific displeasure of running in the same era as Usain Bolt because nobody really remembers their names.
No, we
Like,
don't know who they are. We just know Usain Bolt.
yeah, yeah, like
That's all we know.
but Walter, like some of these guys, if Walter Dix ran now, Walter Dix would be beating Noah Lyles in the 200 meters. That's how good Johan Blake. Johan Blake ran. He beat Michael Johnson's American record in the 200 meters. Like these guys were, but and I feel so sorry for Johan Blake because he's past his prime now. He's about the same age as Usain, and he couldn't make the final. He tried, but he couldn't make the final because he's getting older. But Johan Blake was just. They used to kill the Americans. They ran Justin Gatlin, Anthony. Thank you, Anthony. That's another name. Justin Gatlin would have won this race. Like there were a lot of like it's weird because the sprinters now are not as fast as they were, 12 years ago.
So, these are the fastest people right now.
These are the fastest right now, and
Okay.
so so some of the older guys, it was almost like a like how Charles Barkley and Patrick Ewing probably feel because they had to play with Michael Jordan.
Yeah, they
Like it
got
kind of
shadowed.
yeah, their greatness
Yeah.
got overshadowed.
Yeah.
Usain just destroyed a lot of guys' legacies who just wish that they had been born 10 years later. Yeah. Oh, so okay. So next thing that was interesting was how about Shakari getting beat? Wasn't that interesting?
Man, the way she was acting or the way it was looking, it was like it was going to be like a sure thing for her
Well, Shakari, I'm gonna say this. I felt like Shakari has really matured. I'm really really proud of her.
because of how she lost.
Yeah, I hated that race against the Jamaicans. And people were like, you know how it is when you criticize a black woman. I had people say, you hate black women. I'm like, no, I don't. I just don't like the way she handled that. I think
Yeah.
she's going to lose millions of dollars if she don't get it together. And somebody got in her ear and they
Yeah,
helped
we
her
were
calm down.
hoping. I
And she,
remember we did a pillow talk on that. We were hoping.
I loved it.
We were hoping she'd get good people. Go ahead.
She even got a great soundbite. She was like, I'm not back, I'm better. I said, that's what I'm talking about. I
Yeah.
was rooting for that little girl.
Or the one soundbite when they're like, "How do you feel about your competition?" or something. She's like, "What competition?" Something like that. Yeah,
Yeah, and
it's
I like it.
cute.
I like it because she maintained her swag and her energy without it being just ghetto and negative
Well,
and toxic and harmful.
well, the thing is that okay, we know that everybody knows how to win, but I think my issue with what's her name,
Shakari.
Shakari. I can mess up a name, but the thing with Shakari is that it's what are you gonna do and who are you gonna be when you lose? To
Right on.
me, that tells me more about your character.
That is so true.
Like some people are just terrible losers.
Yeah, and she was.
And you're always going to lose. You're not going to win everything.
Well, and I feel like she still is kind of a bad loser. Because
Okay. That's
one thing I
mhm.
noticed, if you watch Shakira's races very closely, what you'll notice is that she does not. If she doesn't think she's gonna win, she does not.
She just
She does not run hard in the last 10 meters.
oh, she gives
She
up.
she kind of slows down, like she's disappointed. Like, oh, I didn't win, so what's the point in trying? And that's the one little tiny thing I would pick at. But but really that's not much because I'm really proud of her, and I think that she's I saw her on I think was it a Sprite commercial and something else, and I liked it because they angled her brand exactly what I was looking at. I think about branding a lot, and she's branded as kind of like like the little bit of a shit talker, like she's from the Nicki Minaj-ish kind of crowd, like that type of like
Yeah.
I'm gonna like talk my stuff and show out, and she's in fact she's in that same space as like Angel Reese and all that, and I really like that as long as you understand the limitations of that. Like you still have to be, um, you have to know how to lose.
What is it about these run maybe you can get into the psychology a little bit more about why all of these sprinters are so freaking cocky. They're cocky
Well,
and arrogant and
you know what? You know
they're
why?
just so different from the long distance runners.
Yeah, but baby, you know why? Because the 100 meters is a very high testosterone alpha race. So
For the
for
girls too.
women and the men, because seriously, I mean, seriously,
Them girls,
how many of those women in 100 meters
the women do
you
look.
really think are dating men? How many of them women got husbands? Not many. They a lot of them looking for chicks after the show. I
Well,
think
it's Shelly Ann Fraser Price and some others,
yeah, and
right?
it's no disrespect to that at all, but it's really just to kind of say, and same thing with WNBA. There's a lot of women in the WNBA who are gay, and a lot of that I think is connected to testosterone levels. Like Brittany Griner ain't never ever tried to date a man in her life. Brittany Griner has
When
probably
did her voice get so low?
I don't know, but Brittany Griner has beat up some dudes in her life. I'm sure. Yeah,
Pops.
yeah, right. She
She's
says, "I
pops.
want to be pops." The lady said, "You're gonna be a mom." She said, "No, I'll be pops."
You know, the
My pops played in the WNBA.
the reporter was being funny. I think the reporter, the person asking that question, was being funny. Was like, "Come sit down. You're gonna be a mom now. Oh my god, I'm
uh,
so happy." It was almost like,
she set her up.
"Come
She
on." She knew.
she set her up like the Russians.
Yeah.
Anyway, is Shakari gonna run any other race? Yes, Shakari's gonna run in the
Relay.
200 meters in the relay, so she's gonna get a gold medal most likely, or definitely get more medals. She won't get a. She's not likely to get a gold medal in the 200 meters. That's probably gonna be Gabby Thomas, especially with Sharika Jackson from Jamaica stepping down. And then also there's the 4x1, and the women have a great shot at winning the 4x1, but it's not a given because a lot of things have to go right. So yeah, she's gonna get some medals. All right,
It's so funny. Like Gabby Thomas and Sharika, what's her name?
Sharika Jackson,
Not Sharika, the
Shakir.
Shakari. They are like night and day.
Yeah, well, they were fighting in training camp.
They were fight.
Oh,
Wait, did
that's
she?
right. She didn't run. She didn't qualify in the 200. I thought she did. That's right. You're right. Thank you, African soldier. I forgot. I thought she did qualify. My apologies.
So it's the relay.
Yes, just a relay,
Okay.
and
Well, pass that baton clear. Nice clean passes. I think they got it.
she'll be on that anchor. And I think they're going to win. Shakari, I was really happy to see Shakari on that 4x1 because if you remember, the previous world championships, the U.S. women won, but they won by the skin of their teeth. They had two white girls on the team, Jenna Prandini and Abby Steiner, and they did great. They ran an amazing race, but they had TT Terry on the last leg. And if you
That's
go,
right.
yeah, and in that race, Sharika Jackson was eating TT Terry's lunch. Like she was gobbling up yardage on her every step.
Yeah.
Like if that race had been one step longer, the Jamaicans would have won. The next year, they put Shakari on the anchor. Shakari got the stick in the same position as TT.
That's
Sharika did
true.
not gain an inch.
Yeah, but okay, what's going on with the Jamaican women?
I don't know. Why do they keep all
What
dropping out?
happened? They fallen.
What's that? Shelly and Fraser Price dropped out. Sharika dropped out. I think there's
There's
something
a
to
third
that.
one that dropped out. There's three
Another one?
Jamaicans that dropped out, right?
Yeah, I feel like there's something going on. I wonder if it's doping.
I
Like that.
I really wonder if it's doping.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
honestly, I wonder if it was doping related. The reason why Shakari got silver.
doping. You think so?
I don't know because I just wondered she was so fast. She was coming into it, and I just feel like she didn't have that spark in her that
Yeah.
she normally does because she was pulling in the behind. Do you have pictures of
Mm,
her?
no, I don't. I
Ah,
don't.
you
I
didn't
don't.
download it,
I
but it was
don't.
almost like I was like, "Uh-oh." When I was looking at the race, I was like, "Woo." She didn't look like she was even going to win silver.
She did not have.
She was so slow.
She had a terrible start. She ran very fast at the end. She had to really actually make up a lot of ground just to get second place.
That's unusual.
Yeah, I think she was like probably fifth or sixth place going to the last 20 meters, and she caught everybody. So she had a really rough race. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's really going on with that, but I do think there's something interesting happening with the Jamaicans. I watched a great video by a guy named Victor Conti who ran the lab, Balco Labs, which Marion Jones used to get her stuff from. And he was basically saying he said everybody's cheating. He said that system is easy to work around. He said it's not, it's a piece of cake.
So I wonder if like working around the system of Olympics and trying to like not get caught up. Maybe they switched up something at the last minute and that maybe that threw everybody off and they're like, "Shoot, I'm not about to get tested. Forget that."
It could be. I
You
mean,
know?
well, a lot of people. I mean, they make a lot of money from this stuff, right? So
It's a lot of pressure on them, right?
yeah, it's like
Too.
either you are clean and no one knows you and you don't make any money, or you take your drugs, you win some races, make some money, and then hope you don't get caught. And that's what Victor Conti said. Victor Conti said, he said you can't run with these people without taking something, you know.
Mm.
And I just hope that whatever they're taking is it's like healthy. It's not, that was a problem with anabolic steroids and all that back in the 80s. They used to dope people up like horses. And you have Ben Johnson and then a lot of people thought FloJo might have been, I mean, think about FloJo died very young. And at that time though, she had to run against these East German women who literally were showing up.
For real.
They were looking like dudes. They
Yeah.
were looking like dudes. Okay, let's see. Dane says it was not doping. Shelly Ann Fraser got denied entry into the stadium, which seems very strange.
Why would she get denied?
It just seems
Who would
like
deny
it
her?
seems
She's
like
a
the
senior.
Olympic world champion or the world 100-meter champion would be able to make a phone call and say, "Hey, can you come to the front and let me
That
in?"
doesn't make sense. So that doesn't make sense. So
It
it
doesn't
tells
make
you like
sense.
that's the story they're gonna tell you, but
Right.
underneath it is like, uh-oh,
Right.
I'm not gonna. Something else is going on.
Yeah, I think the deeper question is why was she denied entry? Like, don't all the Olympic sprinters get a
That doesn't make
pass?
sense. This ain't her first, her
This
first
is her
Olympics.
fifth
Everybody
Olympics.
knows who she is.
It's her fifth Olympics.
She's got bright yellow hair.
Right.
Whatever they,
Yeah. I don't think they're
come
like, oh,
on.
sorry, we forgot to let you in.
No, you're
Yeah,
not buying
yeah,
that.
yeah. I think to me the bigger question would be if she was denied entry, what was going on? Like, why? Like, did you fail a drug test? And they said you can't come in.
And then they saving face by saying, "Hey, you come in here, we're gonna post your drug test. You stay out, we're gonna keep
Mm.
it quiet. So
They,
you make the choice."
what's interesting? They really do that. And
Yeah,
yeah, Victor Conti. I encourage everybody who's interested in this stuff, look it up. His name is Victor Conti, Conte. I think he was associated with Marion Jones and all that. And he was basically talking about the backroom deals that they make, where they'll say, okay, we got a failed drug test.
yeah.
On this person, we do not want this information to be released because this person makes too much money.
It's a
And
lot riding on it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So who knows? Who knows? But anyway, okay. So by the way, I want to say hi to everybody. We're just hanging out here in Egypt for and doing a pillow talk. I don't even my laptop charger is not working, so I'm not going to be able to
It
do
was
hardly any.
working yesterday,
I
wasn't
know.
it?
I got to figure it out. But yeah, so here's some pictures from our Egypt trip. Hit the thumbs up button, by the way. Please hit the
I
thumbs
hate
up
that. Why
button.
did you post that picture? That is not a good
I love
picture of
that
me.
picture. You're giving me a kiss. That shows my wife loves me. And but
Okay,
I'm gonna
listen.
take it down. I'm gonna take it down
Why do you need to show that I love you?
because it's important.
I
I think we should set examples for black love. That's my opinion. All right, so here's that
the love is just there. Okay,
the Sphinx. That
look
was
at that.
amazing. Wasn't that awesome? Here's us in front of it.
Oh, look at that picture. Okay, these are some pictures. Some of these pictures I haven't seen.
Remember the camels? The camels were
The
something else.
camels was scared. That was a little. That was a little too adventurous for
Yeah,
me.
riding the camel was a lot of work. It's you feel like you're gonna fall, but I didn't fall. I
And
didn't.
the camels, the camels have little attitudes and little
Well,
personalities.
that one lady, that poor lady, her camel, the other person's camel bit her camel, and the camel starts bucking. and so she was mortified. Everybody
Yeah.
else had a smooth camel ride except that her. I feel like she needed a hug or something.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. I didn't
Yeah.
understand what was going on because we went all the way to the end. It seemed like we went far distance. And then all of a sudden when they just like laid down like that,
Oh yeah, the camels were.
getting off the camel
I
was
felt like
something.
camels were well be. You know, I learned about how to camel ride. Do you know how? I looked it up on
You
ChatGPT.
gotta lean back.
No, I looked it up on ChatGPT.
Oh, what did it say?
They just say camels are very gentle and they can be very stubborn.
Uh-huh.
But they said like if you should lean back a lot to keep the to make sure because when it stands up it's kind of jolting because you go way forward like you feel like you're gonna fall off.
You do feel like you're gonna fall.
Yeah, and you got to hold on to that little thing. I'm just shocked nobody fell off because first time that camel stood up, I was like, "What the hell's happening right now?"
Whoa.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So anyway, so there's a picture of a camel up close. They're kind of dopey
Look
looking.
at him. It just looks like, look at
They
that.
look
He's so cute.
they probably make good cartoon characters.
Oh, they made great cartoon characters.
Yeah, and there's Dr. Alicia with her camel. And I felt bad for you had a skirt on, but you had shorts on.
I wore shorts
That
underneath.
was smart.
Y'all, it was 97 degrees
It was so
outside.
hot. It was so hot.
Like,
It was so hot.
there's
It
no
was
way.
yeah, and there's my brother representing the B1 Nation. Yeah,
Oh, look at that.
we bought about 50 people for this trip. Next time I want to bring 100.
Everybody on this trip, we are all they just everybody just has like a great attitude and just fun
Oh my
and
gosh.
outgoing. It's almost like
Yes.
it is so great. I can't wait to party. We're gonna party in a few days.
Yes, on the ship. We're gonna get on the cruise ship.
Yeah, we have like a party.
Yeah, and just I just love like I love meeting everybody and hearing their stories. And it's crazy. It's interesting because it was our first time doing a trip together. People have been mentioning this for years. Like
Oh,
we should
really?
do a group trip. Yeah, and we
Uh,
ran into Jay Cameron and Jay basically just was so professional
oh my
and he had such
gosh.
a great reputation. And I said, okay, let's give it a try. I said, but I only want so many people. I do not want to take a massive group of people to
Yeah.
the Middle East.
The first time for
Yeah,
sure.
the first time, right? And so the tickets sold out like in 2 weeks. So they were, it was very quick. And I said, okay, that's it. Let's cap it off. I just want to get through this trip and see how we feel. And I feel great. I mean,
Yeah.
I've had a great time, and the people are interesting and smart, and just like we sat with the couple today at lunch, and they started their business together, and
That was
they're
so
engaged.
cool.
Yeah, yeah, making all
Very
this money.
inspiring. Yeah.
Yeah, they're taking trips around the world together with starting this business. And when I saw this couple and how they all their children are working for them, I was really impressed because that's what I'm talking about. Like that's what I believe is possible when you develop the right infrastructure. So now all their kids who are graduating from college and they each had, I think they were in previous marriages, so each of them had like 2 or 3 kids apiece.
Uh-huh.
So all the
So it's a
kids,
blended family.
yeah, all the kids had a job. They could all come work for the family business.
Hmm.
And they so that was really cool. And then I met another brother who went to Johns Hopkins, and he was really he'd worked for 20 something years, and he said that he was looking for other challenges in his
Wow.
life.
And I would tell you, there's got to be about three or four other social workers slash therapists that are on this trip.
Oh
So you
yeah.
know that's like kindred spirits
Well,
right there.
you have the daddy daughter where the I think this brother right here, I think his daughter was a professor at Rutgers, and she's
Uh-huh.
on the trip.
Yeah.
And who else do you remember talking to? There's a lot of interesting people.
A lot of interesting people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So anyway, so this is a goofy. When you go to Egypt, they're gonna have you take pictures like this. So you see me, it looks like I'm holding up that rock. That's kind of cool. And they all
Yeah.
know the same little trick.
They know the tricks. Yeah.
Yeah, and Alicia made fun of me because I wanted to give money to the kids, and I
Well,
do that.
they were telling Jay Cameron. Okay, this is why it's so important to listen to the organizer of the trip. Jay Cameron specifically said, "Do not give money to these people." So here it is. So the idea is that you have a wonderful time on this trip. And to do that, you give our tour guide the tips. So every time we tip somebody, it doesn't come from us as an individual, it comes from Prince, the tour guide. But Boyce, of course, is not following the protocol. He's going around just passing money out to people and they swarming you. And we lost you for like 15, 20 minutes. I was a little nervous.
I
You
did.
got swarmed
Oh my
and you were
gosh.
lost. lost. You disappeared,
I
and it
did.
specifically said stay with the group, and you're not staying with the group, boys. And I said, Jay, I need your help. Jay Cameron, I need your help. And he was like, oh, he's one of those wanderers, isn't he? And I said, yes, he is.
That is so true.
So
You
you
know,
wandered off a little bit. You
I'm not.
made us
I'm
nervous.
not gonna lie. I'll admit. Okay, so here, what had happened was that I can't. I admit I hate going to a poor country and not sharing money. I just bring money just so I can give it away because because I we talked to our waiter and he told us how much money he makes and he said he makes $37 a month. And he said but plus tips or whatever, but and then that's not even the people that are really desperate. Like he had a good job. You saw the children on the street in the 100-degree heat standing outside all day just trying to sell anything. And to be honest with you, as much as it can get on your nerves when somebody's up
I
your
want
butt,
to enjoy myself.
I get
I
it.
don't want people getting in my
I
way.
totally understand. I totally get it.
Yeah.
And I've definitely enjoyed myself. But I will say that when I see a man who will sit out in 100-degree heat, begging people to buy, $5 trinkets from him all day,
Yeah.
just to feed his family,
Hmm.
that makes me wonder, like, what did you have to go through for
Yeah.
you to be that desperate? Like, because I know a lot of people who won't even get up and go to work in the air condition.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, okay, so what you're doing is aid in kind, right? It's called aid in kind in the social work field. So that's always helpful. But the real change happens on more macro level change, more policy level change. And that's why I think that we should get, to some extent, we should get into politics, right? Because it's politicians and people who operate and run these systems. Because clearly, somebody who is sitting on the corner begging for money or selling little 50-cent charms or whatever, and they look like they're down and out and they're making $37 a month, clearly it's a system change more so than it is like, aid in kind. So that's why I think it's so important for us to get involved, particularly in our local politics, because those are people who make decisions, big decisions that affect little people like that.
Well, I can say
So
this.
the biggest change happens that way.
I have a confession to make. Can y'all, by the way, can y'all still hear us? Let me know if you can still hear us. I don't know if the audio's coming through all right. I have a confession. You don't hear my
What's your
confession?
confession, boys?
When we got on the bus, I saw this little kid.
Oh, I saw it. I saw you.
You saw me give him money.
Yeah.
Oh, the phone's ringing.
Oh,
I think
that's
that's
my
our food.
food.
Yeah, I think Alicia's gonna go get our food. So here's what happened. So I saw this little kid who was selling something, and he was in hundred. It was super hot, and this guard was trying to shoo him away. And I just said to myself, I said, I'm gonna give that kid some money. I don't care. I'm gonna give that kid some money. So I pulled out a $20 bill and I got my money ready and I wanted to do it so nobody else would see it. And I went up to the little kid and I pulled he tried to sell me stuff real quick and I said, no, no, don't sell me nothing. Give me a hand. And he gave me his hand and I put a $20 bill in it. Then I hurried up and got on the bus. So I think that if you do it quickly and discreetly, you can help somebody out without getting swarmed. Because I will admit, Alicia's right that when I did try to buy something from one guy, I got swarmed by 5 or 6 people and they wouldn't leave me alone. And I ultimately had to yell. I had to yell, get away from me out loud to get them off of me. So if you do go to these other countries, that is one thing to consider. So Jay is right. You really have to be very careful. But at the same time, I personally don't regret a single thing. Hey, was that our food?
Yeah, he's setting up in the living room.
Okay, I'm gonna come in. All right, so y'all heard that the food is here, guys. So I hope you will forgive me for ending this conversation, but I want to say thank you guys for hanging out with us. It was wonderful to hear from you. I'll keep you guys posted on the trip to Egypt. We're gonna be here a few more days, and if you are doing Money in the Morning financial consciousness training, since we're getting on this ship, I don't think I have any Wi-Fi at all. And I told you my laptop charger isn't even working anymore, and I don't know why. So I had to cancel class for the rest of the week. I am truly sorry, but what I'll do is I'll start sending you. I'll still be able to every periodically send you a text, and send you guys stuff that we do. Maybe not at our scheduled time, but there will be things that we do that we can send you that you can take a look at and join us with. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing well, and God bless you. And please hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. If you haven't done that yet. Also, if you want to get some free stuff from Dr. Alicia on relationships and mental health, stuff like that. And by the way, Vic, once again, I'm very proud of you. I haven't forgot about you, brother. I really am proud of your progress. Just text the word love to 87948. If you text love to 87948, Dr. Alicia will send you some stuff that will help you in your journey as it pertains to love, life, relationships, and happiness. So I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you guys for listening, and I will talk to you soon. Bye bye.